Hi, welcome to problem number 1. Travel planning. Lynn wants to save $900 to go to Puerto Rico. She saves $45 each week and now has $180. How many more weeks, we're going to use W to represent weeks, or more weeks, will it take Lynn to save $900? All right, the first thing we're going to do is circle important numbers. $900 is important. $45 is important, and $180 is important. We are then going to underline our key words. We know each week is a key word or phrase, and now has. We're then going to highlight our question. How many more weeks will it take Lynn to save $900? At this point, we're going to organize the information to write the equation, and we're going to use the boxes that just appeared below to help us indicate where to stick the information. So the first thing I like to find is the total amount. I know the total amount is $900 because it says she wants to save $900 and how long will it take for her to save $900. So I'm going to put that $900 in that total amount spot. I then need to understand that I have a fixed amount. She now has $180. So that's kind of like where we're starting. That $180 is the point where we're starting. It's fixed. Nothing's going to happen to it. We're not going to do anything to it. We then usually in a word problem have a unit rate, the amount that we are going to multiply a number to. There on here it says she saves $45 each week. Well, $45 each week means every single week she's going to save $45. That $45 is our unit rate, so we're going to put that down there. How many weeks? We don't know. And when it shows you a variable in parentheses, that usually means that's going to be the variable you're going to have in your equation or your inequality or whatever kind of mathematical problem you're going to have below from this word problem. All right, so now we have all of our numbers placed in the correct area down below. We just need to know what are we going to do with those numbers. Well, we need to add, we need to multiply, and we need to equal something. We're going to add our fixed amount to our unit rate, but before we do that, we're going to multiply that unit rate by how many weeks, or by our variable. And that's what that dot means. That means multiplication. All of that together, those three things, the fixed amount, the unit rate, and the variable, are going to equal our $900. So that is what our equation looks like. 180 plus 45W, or 45 times W, equals 900. I am going to take that amount and I am going to place it in that next screen or that next area. Do you see it right there at the top? You're going to type that in. It's not going to be at the top up there for you. You have to type it in. When I stick 45 and W together, that means 45 times W. Notice how I also took out the dollar signs. If you leave the dollar signs in, it confuses people. So you can just go ahead and take them out for now. So step 1 in solving a two-step equation is to see if you need to apply the distributive property or combine like terms. I do not need to do that, so I can skip that step. Next, I need to see if I need to utilize the addition or subtraction inverse operation. 180 plus 45W equals 900. I look at the number that's not connected to my variable, and it's a positive number. So I need to do the opposite, the inverse operation or the opposite operation, which is a negative number. So since I have a positive, I'm going to do a negative, and that cancels that out on that side. And that leaves me with, whoops, sorry, this keeps popping up. Then I take my 900, or I do the negative 180 on both sides of the equal sign. I bring down what I didn't use, 45W, I bring that down. 900 minus 180 equals 720. Notice how I keep everything on whatever side it's on the equal sign. I then need to do the inverse operation of multiplication because 45W is 45 times W. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So I put that over 45, because that means 45W divided by 45. What I do to one side, I do to the other. My 45s cancel each other out. I bring my W down, and 720 divided by 45 equals 16. So I have W equals 16. However, I am not done. When you are working with a word problem, your answer cannot be W equals 16. It's a question. They want you to answer it in a statement. It will take Lynn 16 more weeks to save $900 or to get to $900. That is the question, is how many more weeks will it take for her to get to $900? It's going to take her 16 more weeks. You need to write a question or write a statement to answer the word problem. You cannot just give the numerical answer or W equals 16. That doesn't mean anything to anybody. You have to answer. So in order for this to be counted correct, it needs to be in the form of a statement. All right, you should have all of that, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next question, number 2.